is the most versatile part of your hand, but it's also the weakest, okay? So if a person grabs you with one hand, as men will often do with women, do not try to pull with your palm down, so there's no way that's gonna hurt, it's gonna help, excuse me. Thumb up and pull straight up. A lot of people do this thing where they twist out, and that works as well, right? So if you start like this and then twist outside my thumb, just pull your hand outside my thumb like you're making a circle. Think like this, like a J. See, that works. Only problem with that is people tend to try to grab this way, and then they have a free hand. If you pull straight back, both hands up, now you're in a position to protect yourself immediately. So this way works, this way keeps you safe, okay? A person grabs with two hands, you grab, make a fist, and put your hand back toward your shoulder, okay? Simple, but effective, all right? Remember, the goal is not to win, the goal is to survive. Your ultimate goal is to get away. You beat the person up if you have to, but the goal is not that. The goal is survive, okay? For peaceful, loving people, sometimes they have a difficult time making that mental switch. But just think about the people that will miss you if you are gone. That's not going to be your family's problem. That's going to be their family's problem because you're not the one looking for victims, okay? So if you ever struggled with, God, can I do this to somebody? If you're a parent, think about what happens when an officer shows up to your door and says to your children, I'm sorry, mom's not coming home anymore. If you're not a mother, because your life is just as valuable as everyone's, somebody cares about you, brother, sister, uncle. They don't have to be blood related. Somebody cares about what happens to you. So you being harmed is not an option, okay? So that is for the simple wrist release, I call it. And remember, we step back just because you always want to use your whole body against someone's single body part, okay? When you step back, we're not stepping back in a straight circle. We're stepping back 45 degrees so that your legs are bent. You want your weight evenly distributed between both legs. If I'm doing this leg is useless to me if I need it. If I'm doing this leg is useless. You want your shoulders above your hips, balance so that if you had to, in theory, you can kick with either foot. As funny as it sounds, I don't often recommend kicking in self-defense until you really hurt a person. Don't risk your balance if you don't have to, okay? We'll get to that in just a second. So that's our basic wrist grab, okay? I do a couple of kinds of classes. Do we do the hair pull yet or not yet?
No.
Okay, that's where I wanted to go next, because that also is common. The person controls your head, they control your body. Your body goes where your head goes, okay? So if someone grabs you by the, you've seen girls fight and one's pulling the other by the hair and the person being pulled is pretty much helpless because they can't get control of their body, much less the person, right? So, we need a volunteer. Okay, right this way, please. I'm not going to pull you in, no, I'm going to go. Ha! Slowly, twitch it. Alright, so, you're going to be my Lucan, which is the person who received this. You're going to be my head grabber, okay? Now, forward. So, you got a hand like this. Now, if you grab her by the hair, grab. Your head's not a starfish. Like, pretend you're grabbing your hair. Like, no, we're going to go over the front first, because this is the most common way. Now, if you were to pull her hair, her head's going to turn left or right, her body's going to go with it. Okay? Now, in the immediate sense, her hand is your biggest concern. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to take control of everything from her wrist to her elbow. And this is how you're going to do it. One hand on top of her wrist. Not her palm, not this hand on top of her wrist. Not up here, no thumb. If you use your thumb, the reason I can encourage people to do this is because when people use their thumb, they're encouraged to squeeze. And that wastes energy. So yes, you're a little high. What you want to do is you want to be right here. You want to plaster this hand to your head as much as you can. And then you're going to take the other hand, put it on top of your own hand. And when you do this, I want you to step back and bend your legs. What we practice, holding on to it. Good. Perfect. Perfectly done. Now, try to pull her hair. Having a little trouble, aren't you? Because the farther a person's arms are, the farther a person's arms extend away from their torso, the weaker they become. Okay? For example, You guys, if I said pull my arm down or push it down, you can do that, right? If I said pull my arm away from your chest, if you guys would do next to impossible. I'm just how much bigger than you, right? So you want to learn to use the body against itself. So the natural inclination for someone to get their hair pulled is they want to step back. All that does is give them all the tension they need to move your head. So you practice doing this just because you're used to lowering your body. The odd thing is, what we're going to do, though, the odd thing is, from here, we're going to step in and do it. Because what's going to happen is, she's going to go from having a straight arm to a bent one. No one's very strong like this, okay? So, you're practicing hair pulls. So, we have a hoodie, this works great. So, that's right, so you don't need your hair pull. So, let's try this again. First, we're going to practice stepping back, and we're going to practice stepping forward, okay? So, grab her by the hair. Now, you don't want to step back before you get control of her hand. The thing is, you want to clap that hand to your head, okay? If I were to grab you by the hair, not only doing that to people, but the initial shock is, holy crap. And the idea is I want to pull away. Stick that hand to your head, okay? So, eso. Good. Now, try to pull your hand away. Now, they're not going to continue doing this very long. Go ahead and stop now. So we're going to get to that next step in just a second. But I want to start with the idea of someone grabbing your hair, a baseball cap, a scarf, a hoodie, whatever the case may be. If they can grab it, you want to own that hand, okay? So now, after I'm casting this shock of this, I'm going to grab you by the hair, not hard, but I'm going to start to pull just a little bit. And I want you to feel the tension part, okay? So, face me. I'm going to grab by the hair, like this. If you don't do anything, I'm going to control your head. So, palm on palm. So hold on, eso. Like push your hand in my head, and then step back and bend your legs. Now, hold on for dear life. See if your head's not moving? That's the idea. You want my wrist to work against your whole body. Very good. Now, the second a person's wrist does this, you just disconnected their wrists from the biggest muscles that they're pulling with, right? Nobody pulls like this. So, I can pull real hard like this. I can't pull with the arm if my knuckles are facing upward, okay? So, let's try this. Ready? So, I grab, try not to pull your hair. So, okay, I got a hold of your head. Now, a little closer, yeah, there you go, right there. And then this hand goes on top of it, like push. Now step back and lower yourself. This is important. Remember we talked about how if the man's shoulders passes away, so he becomes weaker? If you're standing straight up, that's too close to me being able to do this. You have to wrestle with me. So let's do that again. Feet side by side. I grab here, sorry about that. There you go. That will pull me into a lower place. We talked about the person closest to the planet being stronger. Your women are balanced lower than I am anyway. So if you pull or turn, push, pull, turn, whatever you want to do with this hand, there's not a whole lot I can do to stop you really, right? And people, thank you. People have this whole thing where they think some gigantic man's just gonna pick them up off the ground by their hair. Doesn't work that way, okay? So, right this way, hands. So, grab you by the hair. The first thing you do is you own my hand, here and here. Perfect. Step back and then bend your legs. Excellent. Now you want your feet to be about a 45-degree angle. So that back foot you want to turn out more closer to a 45. And then, now, hold on tight from the pull. Am I pulling your hair at all? Right. Thank you. That's what you want, okay? A person, they're going to push and pull at first for a few seconds trying to figure out why this isn't working. That's great. You want to let them try that, okay? They may escalate that, and we've got something for that as well. Okay, so right this way, ma'am. Yes. So I grab here. Now, you're not grabbing my wrist. If you only have my fingers, my wrist still works. So, oh, you missed this part. I'm sorry. So what you want to do is this hand over my wrist, this hand on top of your wrist. Step back and bend your legs. All right. Now, there you go. Hold on. Don't move. Bring that foot over here more. You want to get more of a 45-degree, and then bend your legs. Now, I'm going to pull. Don't give me my hand back. Now, I outweigh you by a lot, okay? That's the way. So, you don't? That's right. And we'll have to second, okay? Very good. Just like people punch and kick in combinations, you also use self-defense techniques in combinations. People think you just go, ha! And that's it. things can go wrong. Maybe you kind of miss their wrist a little in a high stress situation. Maybe they're swaying or something. I don't know. Like, it's never going to work perfectly. And if you do, if it does, great. I've been fighting a long time. It hasn't worked perfectly thus far. And I've been in a lot of fights. So just assume that something's going to go wrong. So we're going to do exactly what we just did there. We're going to go 1 and step back. And from there, we're going to go 2, push up. Okay? And we'll go into the next option from there. So the first thing to do is plant and step back. You want my shoulders past my waist, okay? I'll show you a simple trick. You stand next to me, please. Now, I want you to start leaning forward. I think that's gonna bring, could you hand me that ring, please?
This one?
Yes. Just toss it. That's really good. Thank you. Now, I want you to think that you're gonna put your forehead in that ring, okay? Go ahead and lean forward. Stop. You see how much further you got? You see how fast I started tilting? When a man's shoulders pass his waist, he's extremely off balance. Now, just do slowly, like in the picture of forehead. See how flat her? Okay. This is the advantage that women have over men balance-wise. You see how fast my heels came off the ground? I had no choice. Every single man will top it. If they're skinny, it doesn't matter. It's just the way we're wired. You're like, what's the problem? My girlfriend thinks this is hilarious. She's like, what, you mean this? I'm like, yeah, show off, whatever. But no man can have their hips in a straight line and lean forward without their heels starting to come up. Doesn't matter how flexible they are. I know, show offs, but that's the way, that's the beauty of balance, right? Right, and that's the thing. I've seen a lot of women self-defense instructors, and they teach perfectly technical grade classes, but the one thing they don't do is they can't duplicate a man's upper body strength when they grab. Similarly, I've seen women teach throws and stuff, and they do it effortlessly because it's from the waist, not the arm, right? So if I do this, I mean, you see my feet, I'm not messing around. So my feet are flat, back is straight. If I start leaning toward the ground, my heels come off the ground immediately. That's why bending and controlling that arm is so important, because with any luck, this happens. And you have a lot more options from there, okay? So, that's part 1 of this part 2 technique. So facing this way, please, ma'am. I grab here, the first thing you do is step, perfect, good. Turn that back knee out a little, there you go. Now, hold on tight, I'm gonna pull. And from here, while I'm trying to pull, I may pull hard enough to make your feet slide toward me. It doesn't matter. So hold on tight, I'm gonna pull you for real. What I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to be bracing my strength against your arms. So you're going to come with me. That's fine. And if you find yourself moving forward, that's fine, because I'm still not able to control your head. That's the main thing, okay? So, they grab you, and they're going to use the tension in your arms as a brace and pull. You may be sliding all over town. That's fine, because the main thing is that they don't control your head. The second you get the opportunity, hips down, arms up. Yes. So let's try this together, okay? So step 1, grab on the pull. And then from there, wide stance. And then adjust your grip. Lift up and push up. See? Lift up with this. Yes. You see what that does? It gives me less of a handle on your head, because when you look up, my hand is this. I can't pull this way, right? An inch makes all the difference. And for people that don't understand that, well, imagine if you're up to the water and it's an inch under your nose as opposed to an inch over it. When you're fine, when you drown, right? So just her doing this took all of my upper body strength away, okay? All right, now right this way, I'm going to grab. I have an attitude. You got my Roblox shirt. That's what it is. I grab here. So you step back and in. Got you here. I'm pulling, fine. Good adjustment, and from there, bend your legs, adjust your grip, look up at the sky, and push. Toward the silver, this way. You want to do this, okay? So you want to look up, so when I have a hold of your hair, this happens. It's a lot easier to get my hands off your head. So I grab, strong base, good. You're gonna, that's exactly what you're gonna do. So first you're gonna plant your hands on like this to your head. Yes, because now I can't control your head. So I grab your hair, first first thing you do is you let me waste energy trying to control your head. You just keep moving with me. When you have a moment, plant your legs, adjust your grip, look up the sky, pick my wrist, and push. Simple. Okay?
It's like Simba the Lion.
Right, with circle of life in the pit. That's the way, okay. Sometimes I use these weird examples for people to get it. It works. So, yes. Plant your hand, symbol of Lion King, circle of life thing. Okay, so. All right. Next person, Vivian, please. So, I grab for real. Perfect. Now, you don't want to have all your weight back on your leg. Make your hands, yes, so. Even if you turn to the side some, watch, hold on tight, I'm gonna pull. And that's fine. It's not this idea that you have to be rock solid. You just have to make sure I can't hurt you. Head look up at the ceiling. There you go. And when you back away, of course you want to back away with your hands up. Okay? I'm sorry I'm not here messing up hairpins, but this is a, statistically speaking, the 3 top things that men do when they assault women: grab them by the wrist, grab them by the hair, grab them by the throat. And we're going to get into all of those things because they're scary and horrible, but they're much easier to manage. The biggest problem is usually the shock factor. Holy crap, somebody's assaulting me. Once you learn to slow down that thought process or calm the noise of it, it becomes pretty easy. Okay? All right. So again, I grab by the hair here. You own this hand. You're too far away from the wrist. When you're right over my wrist, and you want your hand right on top of it. Right. Now I'm gonna pull you. Don't let me have my hand back. Yes. You can choose to move back, or you can plant your feet, whichever works easier for you. Go ahead and plant your legs hard as you can, so I'm going to pull you. So just make sure you're pushing back against. See? I'm doing no damage to your hair, right? From there, adjust your grip. Hands to the side, both hands to the side. Look up the ceiling and push. There you go. Pushing down and push, or squatting and pushing up at the same time is 2 opposing forces, okay? And it's really hard to counter. Now, that's the scenario when all you can do is hold on for dear life. During this time, you're screaming, fire, let me go, weirdo, I hate you, your mom is ugly. Whatever it is that makes you feel, whatever makes you feel good when you're saying it, right? Because again, sometimes even verbal counterattacking works. Men don't attack women because they want to get a fight. They attack women because they think they can get away with it, right? So, this time, I grab, she said, give me my hand back, idiot. So, here, for whatever reason, I'm pulling. Now, I do have another hand, right? So with the same hand, whichever side, if I decide to throw a punch, I'm going to do that same outward block, having practiced exactly, and go back to controlling the hand. You ever see a hockey match or ice hockey where they just grab a hold of someone's jersey and start wailing on each other? If I keep doing that, you just keep blocking until I can't punch hard and pull hard at the same time. Your job is to stay safe, okay? So if I'm screaming at you and calling you names, it sounds stupid, but thank you. But that's how this works, right? Again, humans are not terribly unlike animals in how they attack each other. There's intimidation, there's opportunity, and it's kind of like a cycle, okay? So right this way now, please. All right, grab by the hair, you own my hand, you're like, nah, quit playing. Almost pulled me down right. You see what happened? Like, you see, almost pulled me down just from the posture change. So, no, that's perfect. So I punch here, you're like, nah. Right. That's exactly right. Boom. Dang, perfect. No, that was perfectly done. My hand is so numb right now. That's awesome. No, that's perfect. That's exactly what you want to do. With what? That's exactly what you'll do. That was a lot less interest. I've dealt with this a million times, so it doesn't affect me the same way. But you feel it. Like, I can't feel anything from my fingertips to my elbow right now. It's great. That's hitting that radial nerve, yes. So, perfect. With any luck, you do that, right? And if not, you block until they can't. Well, you block them until they get tired of punching, pulling, swinging. Why you're screaming help, why you're screaming I hate, whatever it is that's getting you there, okay? Right this way, please. So, grabbing the hair here, planting, good, perfect. You see how that pulls me? Like, I'm not trying, I would never slide forward this way, I just can't stop myself. Punching here, boom, again, boom, and you keep, same spot. No, it's fine, this is good, this is so good. The same idea. If they throw 100 punches, you block 100 times, their arm's gonna get tired because adrenaline only lasts for about 15 seconds tops. That's why people sprint and then they're at the end of it. So use all the available glycogen in the system. Fight or flight dumps everything you have for 10, 15 seconds.
It makes you feel better. I didn't.
No, it's all in the technique, and that's the beauty of it, right? That's why, have you ever seen the old martial arts movies where they're like hitting stuff with their hands? And it's because you want to make a block hurt. You want to make anything you do, it should hurt them, not you. That's why they practice that stuff. It's not just weird movie stuff. It's for a reason. It's body conditioning is to make sure that if you do something, they pay for it, not you. That's why that doesn't bother me at all. Body conditioning. If I kick someone, they're gonna feel that part. Okay? So that's why you see a lot of times they're doing this body conditioning stuff. But if you just block just right, you won't need it. Okay? So I grab by the head here. You step back and pull. Good. I'm pulling. I decide to punch. Boom. Good. You want to meet me? You want to block the outside hand. Yes. So the hand on top. Block here. Boom. Good. Here. That's it. Closer to the wrist when you block. There. Yes, like that. So if I punch, I'm the one doing the damage to myself. Boom. Yep. I can feel it right there. Boom. Good. From there, look up, push up, back away with your hands up. Perfect. It seems overly simple, but it's not overly simple. It's just simple when you know how, right? So, like a lot of people I've seen in these situations, think, oh, you do this, there's a lot of techniques for this. I don't trust very many of them in a high-stress situation. Clenching up or something is almost natural to people that are afraid. That makes sense. You just have to clench the right thing, okay? So, everyone line up right here, please. For those of you who've never punched someone, there's a lot of ways to do it. You've seen the old one. 2, whatever you've seen, most people have seen boxers do this. I personally like, and for a correct alignment of the body, there's something called a thrust punch. So think that you're sawing a piece of wood. You're gonna go straight in, okay? This aligns the fist and all of the accompanying muscles, right? Most people throw fists wrong because they think that fighting and boxing are the same thing. Boxers have tape, they have wraps, and they have gloves on, and they still hurt their hands, okay? So you make a fist, I always tell people, it's like hiding your fingernails. And a lot of people do this, right? I want you to, everyone, make a fist just like this, where your thumb comes across, you've probably seen, and feel your forearm, okay? Now, I want everyone to hide their fingernails and put their thumb behind the first knuckle only and squeeze. Feel the difference in your forearm. And feel how much tighter that is. Punching like this is way more structurally sound than punching like this. And in the old days, they didn't punch like this because gloves make that possible without you hurting yourself. Okay? So this is called a thrust punch because you're thrusting into the thing. But for those who've never hit something before or hit someone before, let's see, I want to use my paddle. It's more structurally sound, and you have less risk of rolling the wrist or hurting the hand. So what I want you to do, feet side by side, take a deep breath, and hit it right there. Good. Now, you're not a big fighter, are you? Haven't been beating up a bunch of people or anything that hurt your hand? Stun a little bit, hurt your wrist? Not at all, right? And that's what you want. You can live with hurt hands more than you can a lot of other things. So let's try that again. Do it softer, take a deep breath, and punch. Good. Do it again. And punch. Come on, like you hit it. Hit those something. Straight up. You're like, are you sure? Yes, go ahead. Yes, this is what I do. Come on, you're going easy on me. Take a deep breath and hit. I know, not violent, gonna beat up a stranger. Lay it on me. Go ahead, I'll be fine. Just remember that you do things the way you practice things.
Okay.
There you go. I don't know what that is because it doesn't sound great. Lay it on me. Someone's made you mad. There you go. There's always that person who's trying to call a meeting right before lunch. Think about that person, right? So hand down. So hide your fingernails. I want this thumb right there. So in front. There you go. Like tackle, I can keep doing that. Go ahead, do it again. Yeah. That's the way. Please, how's your hand? Good. I can do this. See? Try it again, feet side by side. Grab and there you go. That's the way you want to do it. It's a stalling motion. So you don't want to do this. Just boom, like that. Okay? It works because you're using all of your good muscles are connected. Shoulder, back, triceps. It's all involved in this punch. And it doesn't take much. See, when people are punching, you see a little bit of shoulder movement. It's called telegraphing, right? Like, hey, punch is coming. So watch this. Not so bad, right? Do you see that coming differently? The shoulder doesn't move. So it's much harder to see coming. If I do this, I'm not going to hit you. Like that, not. If I do this, there's a bit of my body that moves with it. This doesn't have the same setup. So it's harder to see coming. Now we're going to add slow, shoulder to shoulder, right? It comes fast. I actually punch slower when I did the thrust punching. It's just that there's no wind up that you see. So it felt faster, right? So, as we know, it's much better to look. And I'm showing you that to show you that after we plant and step back, whenever they start punching, 1, 2, you don't want to stand there all week letting them punch. So in between that block and this, you're going to go 1, 2, okay? You're going to go into the stomach, or I don't recommend punching people in the face with your bare knuckles if you can help it, because hard target, hard weapon, your head's harder than people's hands. Hands are not great clubs, right? They're not built for punching. Otherwise, they're going to have some small bones. Yes. So either you can do this to the body, which I recommend, because people aren't just protecting their body, or you can palm up if it is a reasonable similarity in height. But for now, bam, I'm going to go for that first shot. Okay? So, I grab you by the hair. I'm like, come here, what you doing? I do this. I take 2 punches. 1. You don't have time to think about that part, but that's okay. That's why we practice. 1, 2. We're going to have straight back and punch. Punch. Like, for real. Come on. You're killing me over here. Punch. Yes! Better. Now, when you punch, watch my foot. That's called pivoting. That's the difference between hitting somebody and knocking them down, or hitting somebody and making them mad. If you're going to hit them hard. Okay? So, be side by side, let's do it again. I grab here, pull behind. So, step back, lower your body, lower your base. Step back, lower your base. So, I throw the punch. 1, 2, and then head back punch. Better. That's the way. Good. Fine. This is what I do. Turn on the foot. Yes. Pivoting. This is what? Put your hand up. My feet. How far am I from your hand? Quite a bit, right? That's why you pivot. It gives you distance and power. Okay? So, I grab you by the hair. I'm like, come here. You're like, nah. So I'm here. Step back, 2 punches. 1, 2, and then hand back. Punch. Come on, like you mean it. That's better. I'm grabbing the card now. I'm just kidding. I'm fine. This is fun. This is what I do. Okay? So, I grab here. 2 punches. 1, 2, and then hand back. You're killing me over here. Come on! They didn't see mine, and it didn't. Look, I did it. Listen. I can take a punch. I don't like that I can, but I've been punched millions of times in my life by people who really wanted to hurt me, or who didn't mind hurting me, at least. So, this is what I mean by civil people. You can't go punching strangers. If someone comes to assault you, that person's a stranger too. And I know it's a different scenario. You're not going to hurt me. We're just practicing. I'm ready for it. We'll be fine. Okay? Try this again. And I'm not trying to push you way out of your comfort zone. I understand that it's weird. But you're not going to hurt me. Okay? So, I grab here. 1, 2, and I can feel you. Look, you can't drive forward and reverse at the same time, right? You can't swim with 1 foot on dry ground. Would you feel better if I gave you something to hit, so you look like you're punching me directly? Would that be different? Or just the idea of hitting someone is just foreign to you? And this is not a bad thing. This is just regular people that aren't used to hitting folks, right? But again, you have to get used to the idea that you may just have to hit someone, right? So Alright, so this is what we're gonna do. Hit the switch, okay? Okay, as hard as you want, I'm fine. I outweigh you by quite a bit, I'm used to being punched, okay? So I grab here. 1, 2, give it to me. You're holding your breath. You're going, right? Think about something in a baseball. Nobody goes and throws a baseball. Okay? You hear tennis players? Your boxers? It's tightening the muscles. It does all that to give you power. Okay? You're not gonna hurt me. I'm not gonna give you a hard time about it, but just get used to the idea that this isn't gonna hurt me or stop me from doing anything important.
Mine was not so I like.
You got this.
much power.
That's okay, be side by side. Again, this is why we practice, right? So here, stepping back. 1. See, your posture's perfect. 2, and getting better. There you go. That's the way. Good. It's the small mental breakthroughs that make a difference. Excellent. Okay, that's good. So, from here, I grab you on this hand, step back into posture. Now, no poco eso, más ancho, pero wider. Not longer, wider. That's it. Good. So from here, 1, 2, and 1. There you go. That's the way. That's the part that you have to let out. Because there's nothing that we're good at that we haven't practiced before. People have this thing where they go, oh, well, I'll be able to do it when the time comes. Right? Now without practice, you won't. None of us was an expert driver at all until we got on the road, got scared to death a couple times. Now, the mechanical driving, I was saying, don't let cars hit you. Move this way if the car comes. We know that people come at angles, they try to squeeze them where they don't belong. You have to do the thing, okay? Remember I told you the thing about the martial arts instructor who disarmed someone and gave him the knife back? There's a more extreme version of that. There was this one shooting range instructor that he was a clean freak. When people shot, he made people scoop their shells up. And there were some soldiers killed at war, they found with empty shell casings in their pockets. Even in the middle of shooting out, they did what they always do, which is stop at some point to scoop up the shell casings. You're saying, no, but I wouldn't. You just might. So you have to practice letting that thing go, okay? Ferocity is not dictated by your size. Most ferocious animal in the wild only weighs 35 pounds. Wolverines have been seen attacking jaguars that are about 250 pounds full run. And they're terrifyingly powerful. Ferocity matters. Remember, sexual assault and stuff is not a gratification crime, it's a control crime. It's an issue of, I can do whatever I want. The second I can't, your chance of survival is kind of 80%. 80% of the people stop the attempt when the person fights back. If you just give it to, as my girlfriend calls it, kitty calls, they're not going to stop. You're not going to hurt me, but we'll get you there. I know this is hard for civilized people to go, damn, I'm here punching a stranger. It's all right. This is what I do, okay? I've been hurt a lot worse than this in self-defense classes because people didn't think it worked. So, clear head, deep breath, control, defend, attack. Okay? So I grab here, that's your hair, step back and control. Don't think about your hands, it's not important. Now, you're not owning my hand. I feel like I could pull you. See, you're holding on your hand, you should be clasping my hand. Yes, so, like that. Now, see the difference? I can feel the difference in your hand. So I'm here, bang, good, here, and then punch. Better, there you go, don't forget to train your foot though, that's important. In the scheme of things, it's not critical and practice, but in practice, it gives you about 30% more power. Imagine if a Major League Baseball player threw the ball like this. What do they do when they step off the mound? Or a cricket, right? They put their body into that thing. Use your whole body against your one body part. In this case, whole body against my stomach, okay? We have something called the xiphoid reflex. It's horrible if you hit it. It's the same muscle that keeps us from choking. If you hit it, it's awful. And it doesn't matter how big they are. You just have to believe that you can hurt the person. Most people are like, I don't know if I can do that. Of course you can't that way. Put your body into it. Think about your hand like a sword that you're going to put through that person. They put you in this position. You weren't out there looking for trouble, they brought trouble to you. This is not a fight, this is a criminal assault. You get to go home and they don't. All of their rights were forfeited the second they started bothering you. If you're like, leave me alone, you go, okay. Person's a jerk, everybody goes home under their own power. The person can't respect your space after you've made it clear that you want them away from you, what you do then is justified. That's it. And I've yet to see in any court case where one beats the tar out of a dude and the judge goes, hey, you're going to jail. I've never seen that happen. Right? Defend yourself. As long as you're not tap dancing on the dude's face and the cops get there, you'll be fine. In which case, tap dance before they get there. You'll be fine. So, grab here, step back, control, good. Here, 1, 2, and nice. There you go. And she went back to controlling the hand. Excellent. Very well done. That's the way. Okay? So, even if that shot doesn't do what it needs to when they keep swinging, block again and look for your opportunities to punch again. Okay? Because nobody likes being punched in the stomach. I'm not a fan. Right? I'm just used to it. This is what I do. Right? So, here. Blocking again. 1, 2, and there you go. Getting there. Excellent turn on the hand. Good. That was on the foot rather. That was excellent form. Okay? You'll get there. Don't worry about this part. You're doing the mechanical part, not what matters. Okay? So, grabbing here, stepping back, hitting. Nice. You see how she pulled me off balance? I didn't mean to go off balance. I had no choice. Second she went down and back, I had to go with her. So I'm here. 1, boom, 2, 3. There you go. Nice. Simple. Don't be discouraged by the fact that I'm not like on the ground all the time holding my stomach. I know it's coming. I'm used to being hit by people much bigger than me. I have a very long fighting career, so I'm used to being hit by people that want to hurt you. Don't think it doesn't hurt, I'm just fine with it, right? Like people that work out in the snow, they get cold too. They just are used to being cold, right? So don't think that because I didn't react a certain way that it doesn't matter. Okay? There's no element of surprise on my side, because I knew you'd hit me. That means that a bunch of times all these things lead to the fact that I'm going to be okay. Right? Whereas if you hit someone else in the stomach, you're assaulted there. We all had the wind knocked out of us, right? We were flicking the bag for about 5 seconds. Sticking your fist in someone's stomach is 10 times worse. It's awful feeling. But that's the medium. They don't get those rights anymore. They go there half time. Okay? So, next part of this, which I like, after you come here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you ever see someone scoot a soccer ball? They call it a scoot kick. And that's why I say don't step back so far, because you have to be able to use your back leg. Step back. Now, you've all had the horrible misfortune of walking into like a coffee table with your shins, right? Right. So, what we're going to do is, we're here, we control the hands. 1, 2, 3, and then from the back foot, 4. You're going to keep them right in the shin. It doesn't matter what kind of shoe you're wearing. It doesn't matter if you're not wearing the shoes, because this part of your foot is already not all by itself, right? So you're not just going to go, you got to turn your foot and into it, okay? So I'm not doing this. I'm not cutting the golf ball. I am crossing my body. And it really sucks. So you're not going around, you're going straight in, because from here, we're at this angle. So I control your hands, I block punches, I counter, bang, right there.
This?
Side of my foot. Like you're shooting soccer ball. I can't play soccer, but you know how it's supposed to be, right? That's the way. And if you don't think it works, watch a professional soccer match and watch how often they whip each other in the legs and the person flops on them. It's horrible. But this is going to be the next part of this, okay? So feet side by side. I grab here. You step back in control. 1, 2, 3. Then go from back. Well, let me focus on that. Boom. Yes. Again, not everybody shoots their heart. So put your hand to it. Don't do it to me. So I'm turning your foot, but right into it. Yes, ma'am. You're aiming for the shin. You want to aim for the spot between here. A lot of people will say aim above. right in the middle between the knee and the ankle. In theory, the best place would be to hit in the ankle, but that is a very precise place to hit in a high stress situation. You hit someone in the middle of their shin, like I said, we'll all walk into a poppy cake. There's no cool way to do it. There are three things in life that's unreasonably painful. Paper cuts, knocking your shins into four things. Knocking your shins into a poppy table, kicking your back into the pinky toe, and stepping on a Lego barefoot. There's no worse pain on planet Earth. We're doing one of those four things. Okay? So, from here, side by, that's exactly right. So, okay, by the hair, again, stepping back. Nice! You see what happens? So here, 1, 2, 3, boom, and that back leg. Nice! Perfect. Nice. That's the way. And you're aiming for the front leg, not the back leg. Because if the person's high enough, that's not necessary. No, you kick the right leg exactly. You kick my front leg. That's what you want, okay? Most powerful weapon, then there is target. So, try this again. I grab you by the hair. Nicely done. Here. 1, 2, 3. Good. Perfect. Yes. Very nicely done. Good. Simple but effective, right? And the thing about this is you're not jeopardizing your balance. Okay? Because you're already down in a stable position. Okay? So grabbing here, pulling up. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Nice. Aim right to the inside of the ankle where the shin works. That's a soccer. That's how soccer players land with each other. I've seen that before. So again, the thing about this is we're never jeopardizing our balance. We're not overcommitting our hands past that initial defense. And it still gives us a chance to back up, look around, and make an assessment. Okay? The idea is you want to slow down the adrenaline though. Because that's what gives you, like I said, tunnel vision. You won't be able to hear anything, and all of your energy will be in that initial burst. And most people are terribly inaccurate when they're adrenalized. Okay, that's just kind of how it works. Like I said, statistically, most top shootouts happen within 7 feet of the victim from the tip of their gun, not the person with the tip of their gun. And cops with training who go to the range miss 4 shots out of 10. Completely miss. And the other 6 aren't exactly direct shots. And it's because of the stress of it. If you can control your breathing, if you can recognize the situation, it's not a surprise, right? If I am standing like this, and then I'm standing like this, you know, why is he getting closer to me? And you start to expect, hey, maybe he's up to something. It gives you a chance to make an assessment. That's when we step back our hands up. That's when we give that verbal, hey, back away from me. And there's no surprise if I try something after that, because you give me a chance to recognize the signs, okay? Only 7% of communication are the words themselves. I knew someone who was half Greek, half Italian, her parents didn't speak the language of common when they got married. I haven't figured out how that works. The language they speak now in common is English, like years after they did. Body language and tone. There's a huge difference between and I hate you. You gotta really stop. And I hate you! Body language and tone. Right? Almost 60% of this is the body language. So when you think about the old days inside the movies, they didn't have any words, but you knew what was going on because they were watching them do the thing. And they found space among ton of foolishness. You have to recognize the signs of someone's body, give yourself space, because as we talked about, the person moving first is probably moving faster. Okay? So let's try it again. I'm going to go through the whole thing. Actually, let's pair up this for you. Let's pair up and work with someone opposite you. Just like when we grab somebody and so prepared during the course of the day. You don't want that. Again, nice and easy. So let's do 10 alternating grabs. So grab 10 times, do the whole sequence of motions, and the other person will do it 10 times, okay? So go ahead. This is going to be a bit different for you guys because you're balancing in the same place. So the movement won't be as dramatic. It's not that I was faking, it's just that you guys are close to the same thing. Everybody's waist level here is about the same, give or take an inch or two. So none of you are going to go the way I did, but it's still going to work, okay? And then statistically speaking, women don't do this to other women like that. So, all right, let's try this. So, stepping in, one person grabs by the hair, pin and grab. Then punch once, twice. Listen, just change hands. Believe me, when you block, that part will happen. Come on, one. Yeah, please don't punch each other and then scoop kick. Now, anything that you kick up beneath the knee will work. I like the shin because it's easy to hit and people don't expect to have to defend it. Anything from the knee down will work. In a perfect world, you kick them right in the ankle above the foot. But things don't work that way. The fight gods don't love us like that. Kick anything beneath the knee as hard as you can. Not hard. I'm thinking maybe next class, maybe I'll grab some shin pads just so you can feel how it feels for real to have someone kick you. Not going crazy, but the impact is significant. Okay, so let's do this again. So grab the hip, do 10 repetitions of each. Step back and grab. Yes, lock. Boom and scoop. Bang. Perfect. Keep going. Good. Very good. Excellent. Do it again. The idea, exactly. You can go with it. No. You can choose sides if you want. Because no one's going to tell you the side that they're going to attack you with. So bring that hand. Hold on. You're too high. You're above the knuckles. When you're above the wrist. So hand back here. And then, yes. Now, pull that hand close to your head. I try to pull your hand back. Not happening, is it? Right. And then you start punching. Because remember, when the person grabs you, you haven't done anything.
It's okay.
You haven't done anything. Remember, this is an important. Not, probably not, I don't think so. Because are you right or left-handed?
Right.
Okay, so do it again. Okay, are you sure? No, let me ask you why. Do me a favor. Put your feet together, all the way together. Close your arms out, close your eyes, and lean forward. All the way like, okay. Do it again. Okay, I'm going to need your help on this. Step around. Okay, do the same thing. Close your eyes. Have the under, please. Arm down, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Do it again. Yes. Feet together, hands out. You take a breath. Oh, okay. You are right-handed. And I'm only saying because usually the dominant side comes forward and your dominant side did. But by usual standards, your right hand would be on top. It's fine that it's not. I was just curious. I'm only asking because a lot of people have converted their kids from being natural lefties. I'm just asking. It's not bad. It's just something I'm sure. All right. Again. That's right. Grab. Good. Very good. It'll still work. Excellent. When you do the blocking, I don't want your palm facing out, I want your palm facing out. The reason being, if your palm is in, this is the flat part of the hand. Touch here. It's like, you feel this part of the hand, right? Feel this part of the hand. You're presenting the bone, so you're pulling the flesh away. You want it to hurt more. So you want to present the bone more or less. You're doing that block. If you're doing this, your hand stays loose and it's kind of fleshy right here. You turn your hand, you present the blade of the forearm, and it hurts more to the person throwing the punches. When we practice front chokes, yes, please. Now make sure that the ground is legitimate, okay? Yes, punch. 1, 2, punch, and boom. Good. Excellent. Good. Good. Go ahead. Own that hand. Don't give it back. Yes. If nothing else, if you can't do anything else, own that hand. If you can't do anything, yes, so. Good. Punch. Excellent. Now listen. Yes. Listen. You have to believe in what you're doing, okay? Because you're not going to. Good. Listen. Do it again. Good. And good. Excellent. Very good. That's it. Oh. But it wasn't hard, it was just in the right place. You feel that tingling in your hand? Good. Now listen, ladies. After this, good. Now, again, in a perfect world, this will work as practice. If it doesn't, the most important thing conceptually is to keep that hand on your head. If you feel that hands let go, that's more or less when you want to push away if you can. If they don't let go, they're going to wear it. How long do you think you can squeeze something in your hand before you touch this? Right? You have to survive the grip. When I say survive the grip in itself isn't inherently dangerous. You just have to make sure they can't hurt you long enough for them to realize they can't squeeze this part forever. Right? A lot of the manipulation that we do of the body, you can feel it. You can feel when people are ready for you to do it. Like, it's kind of hard to explain, but you're like, yeah, they're with me. I can feel the shift, right? Like, again, when you guys are doing the hair pull, you guys just slid right along. You're like, what's the big deal? It practically pulled me off my feet. That's the nature of stuff. That's why you have to understand how people work. When we get a bit more practice, we're going to revisit this with the choking part where you just sweep a person's foot. Most people are extremely heavy-footed, and most people don't have great balance, not in the overall sense of the word, right? So let's say, okay, so now remember, say this is my hair, and you're pulling as hard as you can, so start pulling. I'm pulling immediately. Now, all our weight is moving backwards, right? So keep pulling. What would happen if I just move one of her feet? It's easy to sweep a person off their feet. You just have to know how to get them to move where you want them to. It is the inherent principle behind judo wrestling and balancing a person. And it's not entirely hard to do. Self-defense, fighting is like leading a dance. You want to be the leader. So if you control where to put a person, you can do a lot of things, and it's really simple, right? I've seen classes where they teach when someone grabs, you let them pull, and they go, you step in and kick. It is not as easy to kick them out of the door as you think. We have been doing this since the first time some little kid walked up and kicked and stuff, and you back in the front. Like, every little boy just brushed past something, like, oh my God, I almost died. Men can do this faster than anything. It's not as easy to kick a man in the door as you think without a setup. You've all heard, just kick him where it counts. You better, if you try, you better do it. Because that will make the man fast and be faster than anything. Because then it stops being, oh, this is just a this. It becomes something very different in the man's head. So don't think, what else can do this and kick him in the groin? Wait, well, because he's moving your body and you're adjusting. And you may or may not be barefoot. You may have your favorite pair of heels on, Crocs, chanclas, pantuflas, whatever it is that you're wearing is probably not conducive to you planting and throwing a well-placed kick to the groin in a high-stress situation. That's why I don't often recommend it. Not in this, okay? And everybody seems to think that that's what you do. Eyes, throat, groin, yeah, they all have a place. I'm a fan of eyes and throat and things that people don't protect very often. Okay, so I'm going to go through this with you ladies again. Feet side by side. I grab here, hold my hand, get it perfect. I block here. 1, good. 2, punch back. 3, and boom. Perfect. Perfect rotation, good balance. Very good. All right, right this way. Grab your hair, step back and pull. 1, 2, punch, 3, and 4. Perfect. Perfect. Sit on, please. Grabbing here. Perfect. Even if I swing this way, same idea. 1, 2, punch it. There you go. See how far back you were? Punch first.
Punch.
Yes. There you go. It doesn't always work the way in practice, right? I had a friend who worked in the movies business. He was a stuntman. And they did 1,000 repetitions of this car, not 1,000, but it was for a stunt. The car turned to the right. They did the shot car turned to the left. They've done 10 times in a row, like, we got this. And turn every single time that perhaps we were supposed to, they change nothing and turn the opposite direction and bring the shot. Stuff happens. But the concept is the same. And that's why conceptually it's hit this man's hand in your head. Don't let him pull your hair. Because none of this other stuff is going to matter if I can drag you on the ground. Alright? Control this part. Even your brain on a primal level knows. Protect your brain and nothing else. If nothing else. Okay? So, grabbing hair. Good. Here, 1, 2, punch. Ready? Boom, and nice. Very good. Very good. Any questions?
Not related to this.
Yes.
But the earlier one, so like I showed my husband,
Uh-huh.
and then like once he knew that like I do the thumb thing, so he did the like opposite. So then do I go down? That's what I
This
did.
is what you do. So, this is where one of your focus is. That's how you think commandment will do this. You do not fight fair. If he was not your husband and if you do not want to stay married, stomp on his foot. She do the
Because
worst.
then I tried this, I
Right.
couldn't, so I then put the
And
other
that's
side
how
and
it goes. So
it
grab,
worked.
so one,
There it was.
it works. Conceptually, go against the thumb. But again, there's always a way to get out, past, around something. People always come up with the weirdest things. Well, what if they got you by the ear and you're one? I'm like, how good that's going to get that close to the push in that position? That's the start, right? You can't win a race until you start the race, right? One is situational awareness. Most people, you've seen them, I call them bone zombies, right? I've seen people walk in front of my Durango. I'm like, I'm a big old V8 engine. I'm like, I will splatter you. You're lucky I'm not doing the same thing. Situational awareness. I don't sit on the back of the door. I don't disregard what people do. When I first met Jenny, it made her crazy. She said, what are you looking at back there? Because we'd be talking and I'd go and look over her shoulder. I just do. I almost hurt a waiter because he reached over my shoulder to put something on our table. I almost broke his wrist because I just saw something coming like this. Made it even better when when my mom and dad first met each other, my dad threw a waiter. Same thing. He reached over my dad's shoulder, my dad grabbed him and threw him over the table. Don't people sneak up on you or don't sneak up on other people. I don't know who was more shocked, my mom or the waiter. But the point is, you can't let yourself get into certain situations. An ounce of prevention is better than a ton's worth of response, right? So, in a situation like that, if for some reason, let's say you have sleeves on and you can't get your thumb away, stomp on their foot. This is the strongest muscle in your body. This is one of the hardest bones. 25% of our bones are in our feet and they easily break. One, he's going to let you go, and two, he will not chase you. He'll be cussing you out, holding his foot. He'll be very easy to the top to identify. There's a man screaming racial slurs, holding his foot though. He's over there on family court. Go get him. Don't think that there's only a single way. There's always a way. So, good question. And also your husband knew it was coming. Right? That matters.
Yeah. And any dog, like, you want his whole strength. And
Right.
I was practicing with a friend, so he's left-handed.
Mm-hmm.
But they're very differently. So this one, this different.
Yeah.
So I tried
There's
this
always
kind
a
of
way.
that one.
Grab me by the wrist again. I know where both your hands are. That one's. That's how you get out of that, right? There's always something. It's not just A to B, A to B. If someone has both their hands and you know where both their hands are, stick your fingers in his eyes, hit him in the throat, headbutt him, bite him, all this kind of stuff. So there's never just a single answer to a problem. Okay? So, nice. Anything else, ladies? All right. Anything else? Our ladies are coming out. Thank you. Good job. See. Let's see, is that